Driver Carrington gets dumped by Benami. The leaders are winding up here. Daytona, the big one is out. Good evening, race fans, and welcome back to the FEG PC NASCAR Oval Series every Monday night. Brought to you by FEG PC. Today we're at the virtual Richmond Raceway. I believe we're going 135 laps here tonight around the 3/4 mile Virginia track. And as always, I'm your host, James East, bringing the action 1080p, 60 frames a second. Hello, my dear old friends, able to come out tonight and enjoy a great show. Looks like qualifying wrapping up for the evening. And it's Marcus Frickenick in the top spot in the number 13 Chevrolet. Looks like that's going to be it. Jeremy Paris is out on track. I'm not sure if he's going to get a flying lap done. And yes, he will. Qualifying 30, so a pretty healthy grid. 38 drivers. And let's get ready to take it to tonight's main event and run through the grid. Let us know where you're from, who you're cheering for, as the drivers will frequently have a broadcast pulled up on a separate monitor. If not, they just about always go back and watch the show over again. As we're getting our drivers gridded up here, let's take a look, see who's all running. We got Marcus Frickenick starting in the number 1 spot. Derek Fulton starting 2nd. Don Below starts 3rd. Dalton McKinney starting 4th. Adam Shane starting 5th. Jay Dargert, the fan favorite, starts 6th. Cameron Perez starts 7th. Kenneth McCall Jr. starting 8th. Stephen Page starting 9th. Eric Parks starts 10th. David Stryker starting 11th. Don Mullahan 12th on the grid. Cycling back to William Price starting 13th. Jason Ayerson starting 14th. Tyler Millette starting 15th. Rylan Fascinato starting 16th. Justin McMahon starting 17th. Christopher Carter 18th on the grid. Mike Wood starting 19th. Corey Stahl starting 20th. Don Powers starting 21st. James Kaufman starts 22nd. Jeffrey Radke starting 23rd. Taryn DeFelice starts 24th. We've got Wally Babb starting 25th. Dalton Randolph starting 26th. Chad Ross in the 38 special starting 27th. Roger Hale starting 28th. Michael Brisson 29th on the grid. Jeremy Paris starts 30th. Joseph Cogburn 31st. Dennis Black starts 32nd. Jordan Darnell 33rd. Pete Woodrum starting 34th. We've got Richard Jones starting 35th. And Stephen Ayers Jr. starting 36th. But we've got a couple more. Caleb Hudgens starting 37th. And Mark McFadden starting 38th. That's a pretty healthy grid for a Monday night, ladies and gentlemen. As we are still waiting on Frickenick and McCullough. McCullough makes his way onto the grid, so still waiting on your pole setter. Marcus Frickenick in the number 13 to make his way out. And we will get things started for 135 laps here at Richmond. Oh, where is Frickenick? Surely he's not going to miss the grid. And he gets there at the very last second. The irate, man, what a great shot that is. Cars all the way back into, excuse me, trucks, I should say, all the way back into turn 4. As we get the field to parade on by for our sighting lap. As always, thank you to our title sponsor, FEG PC, coming on board to sponsor the Monday Night NASCAR Oval Series. Oh, I get corrected. It's McFadden out on track. My apologies. McFadden looks like he'll be starting 38th in the Ford F-150. He's getting a little bit of love from the crowd as well. He's got Sally Hammond and PJ as well cheering for him. Hoping to see quite a comeback drive here this evening. A lot of drivers on a small course. As we wait for that iRacing safety car to come down, you can hear Fricknick getting the motor warmed up, ready to start his party. Pace car is in. And away they go for the opening laps here at Richmond. 38 drivers have entered, but only one will end up on top. It's going to be interesting to see how the runs stretch out. Talking to some of the drivers of different teams here tonight, seemed like the expectation was at most a 35-lap green flag run. These trucks should be able to do about 70 laps, but we're going to interrupt that party early on as the caution comes out. Looks like it shows Corey Stahl, Pete Woodrum, Richard Jones, Stephen Ayers all in that one. Let's take a little bit of a look here and see what that could have been. We're watching Stahl in the number 17 machine. No, excuse me. That is Stahl in the 66. What happened there? Did he get shoved around? Ooh, drivers narrowly avoiding that one as they still come crashing into him. That's Roger Hale sliding it around. Trying to get a different angle on that one, see what exactly happened to Stahl. Looks like he got a little bit of help from some friends behind, maybe. That or the truck just whipped around on its own. Keep an eye on the 66. He comes down. Oh, he was not clear of the 17. And it's a slow motion crash in front of him as Woodrum, Jones, Ayers all tied up in that one. So, maybe our thoughts about green flag runs may be correct. Again, drivers were expecting at most a 35-lap run out of these trucks that can get about 70 laps with their current fuel allotment. But that is going to get quickly thrown out the window. Though I do think we technically got at least one lap down before carnage ensued early on. So let's try this again. With Fricknick and Below on the front row, pace car is in. And the green flag flies here in Richmond. Gotta be careful here. Cautions, green cautions. Every time we get this field stacked back up, things can get a little bit more exciting. As Sean Below tucks in right behind Fricknick a little bit further back. It looks like it's Fulton, Perez, McKinney. All dicing back and forth. McKinney in the number 46 trying to catch up to Perez in the 24. But Perez says he's got to run and he wants to charge forward, trying to get around Derek Fulton's number 7 Toyota Tundra. As Perez already up 4 spots, working his way into podium contention, but still a long night left to go. It'll be interesting to see if maybe this evening decided by who's got the long run potential, or if it's going to be which team has more tires behind pit wall. If it ends up being a spree of cautions. Right now, Frignick with a very comfortable 3/10 lead over John Below, while Cameron Perez sits about 6/10 back from your race leaders, still linked up with Derek Fulton right behind him. Dalton McKinney, Kevin McCall Jr., Adam Shane, Jay Darger, Stephen Page, Eric Parks, all in the top 10 here. Running very, very close. A little bit further back. Well, actually, doesn't need to go even further back, as James Kaufman showing involved in an incident, bringing out the second caution. Looks like Corey Stahl may have been caught up in that one as well. Let's take a look here. Watch Kaufman in the 66. Ooh, I think Kaufman must have got hit. Oh my goodness, Stahl with, no, that's Kaufman with such a heavy hit. Let's see if we can watch that again from Stahl's point of view. Like he was dodging away through, oh, there was trouble ahead. The 56 got into it with somebody, and then poor Stahl, nowhere to go, but Kaufman takes a tow back to pit road. He'll be done and out for the evening, I believe. As that took a whole lot of damage. That'll be our second caution 11 laps in. Had a few drivers hinting at going down pit road. Chad Ross, Jeremy Paris will do so, as well as Roger Hale. Now, I would imagine only 12 laps in, they're coming in just for fuel at this point, I would think. We'll keep an eye on that pit road delta and let you know. Yeah, Ross out of his pit stall in less than 6 seconds. I guess we're going to get the good old poll going for our viewers at home. Let us know, faithful viewers, over, under, 10 cautions tonight. The poll is up here at YouTube. Your two options are over. There's blood in the water here at Richmond, or under 10 cautions. Thinking people will crash out early, go to the virtual hauler, and be unable to continue. Looking forward to seeing those votes come in. So if you're just tuning in, you haven't missed a whole lot, as we are on our second caution of the evening. Right now as the early votes start coming in, about 67% saying it's going to be an over 10 caution night. Let's try this once more as the pace car is in. Frickeneck and below the front row, green flag flies. And away go. It's freaking out front with an early charge. Perez on the inside line as well, but look at John below. And the number 9 machine trying to make something happen early on. Seeing what he can do on these restarts and make it happen is right behind the field, fairly stacked up. That's Derek Fulton running around in 4th. He's got Dalton McKinney, Kent McCall Jr., Adam Shane Thorgert all behind him. Everybody trying to make some quick positions before the tire wear really starts to drop off, but still got to be careful here. If this thing ends up being a green flag race, these guys can go a long time on fuel. And I'm going from memory here. My last race I called was in the next gens, but it's a good way to go 2 laps down if you find yourself pitting under green flag conditions. Go a little bit further back in the field. There's John Mullahan side by side with Eric Parks, Christopher Carter, David Stryker right in tow, and a 4-truck battle for 10th. Carter gets shuffled out at the outside line. That's allowing Justin McMahon, Tyler Millette to grab a couple spots here. McMahon in the black and green Chevrolet. He's up 4 spots early on. Our hard charger out on track, though, is going to be Steven Ayers in the 62 machine. He is up 11 positions so far as the field rapidly stacks up in front of him. That's why ARCA brake's in full effect. We're going to sacrifice some more bodywork to the racing gods. It turns into a parking lot here at Richmond. Watch Tyler Millette. I know he was at the front of that incident. He's in the black and green 27. Oh, no, Millette starts to get loose on his own. Holding on to it. The field checking up behind him, but he gets a little bit of help. And then here's where the real carnage starts. The field stacks up. Some drivers trying to gain a quick spot before the caution comes out. No such luck. Total disregard for man and machine here as everybody goes bouncing into each other. I want to say I saw Chad Ross involved in that one late in the incident. Yep, there's a 38. So that'll be our 3rd caution, 21 laps in. Gotta say, maybe our viewers that are guessing or betting on the over tonight may be looking pretty good here. Now that we're 20 laps in, maybe about 8 of which have been under a green flag, let's see if anybody opts to come down pit road. We're going to save those tires for when it really matters. Agreeing with PJ here, it might be looking like a long night for the racing family. So just about everybody inside. Looks like the top 22, 23 drivers opting to stay out. Further back in the field, you got drivers diving down pit road, but that could be more so for quick damage repairs than it is fuel and tires. Here we go again. Let's see if Friggenick holds on to the race lead, but here comes John Below trying to work that outside line once more against Derek Fulton. And man, is it a mad dash across the raceway. So Below makes the pass stick. It's Friggenick, Below, Fulton, your top three. Perez and McCullough rounding out the top five. And again, maybe I'm being optimistic though, but watching the next gens run here, I guess the current gens now, they were really chewing up tires. I'm wondering how many drivers are going to try and limit those tires they have to take. Again, every team has a different amount behind pit road that they can use for the duration of the event. It'll be very interesting to see what the strategies are going to be made. Again, talking to a lot of the drivers before the broadcast, they were at most expecting a 35-lap green flag run. Most drivers were kind of waiting that's going to be towards the end of the race. We had a few of them say, you know what, I think it's going to be in the middle of the run, but pretty much everybody agreed that early on tonight there's going to be some fast trucks sent back to the virtual hauler with unsustainable damage. Checking on Cameron Perez, he's running fourth out on track. He's got Kenneth McCullough, Dalton McKinney linked up right behind him. You see Jay Darter a little bit in the background. He's running seventh. Good to see things starting to stretch out a little bit. Friggenick still holding about a 4/10 advantage over Below. But I think very shortly you're going to see that number 13 machine starting to catch up to traffic. Only 22-second lap times here today. We see something going on. Kenneth McCullough Jr. is climbing some spots up 3 positions as he's side by side with McKinney's 46 machine. This is the battle for 5th out on track right now. McCullough on the inside line, McKinney on the high groove or middle groove. And what a fray this is. So this is from about 4th place back, where it's still Perez, McKinney, all in the mix. Looks like, I don't want to hit with the old commentator's curse here, but it looks like things at least have a little bit more momentum compared to what we had with our first 2 early cautions. But still wild across the track as we watch McMahon and Babb battle for 14. McMahon is now up 3 spots. Babb still up 10 spots in the 99. So a lot of ground to be made amongst these drivers. Now, Babb had a pretty dismal qualifying, starting 25th this evening in the Ford Mustang, but has worked his way up into 15th, so not a bad night. Something else going on up front. If that's here. Yes, it is. That's Jay Dargan, the fan favorite, putting the pressure on Dalton McKinney. But Adam Shane, number 79 machine, he wants to get the nose of his Ford up in the mix, as we've got one driver pulling all the way down the apron. I wonder if that's traffic limping their way around. Out of the 38 drivers that started, we still have 36 out on track. Kaufman is in pit road. Looks like Ayers at the 62 has retired for the evening. As here is Price and Ross battling heatedly for 16th. Good to see so much racing, great racing going on out on track, as Friggenick is going to start lapping through the field here. Lyson and Dyson making his way through. This is where it's going to get really exciting for the race leader, as he can't afford to slow down quite too much, as he knows John Below is in hot pursuit. Oh, there's Tyler Millette going down a lap. This has got to be hectic for your race leader. Any mistake out of these other drivers. Oh, is right behind. There's a little bit of contact. Was that John Below in that one? I think it was. Not seeing any damage on the right side of the number 9, thankfully. As we keep things rolling, looks like traffic trying to get out of the way of John Below. He's about 3/4 of a second back from Frickenick, who's been on the gas. We're still about 10 laps shy of a 35 lap run here. And again, that's the magic number our drivers were suspecting would be it as far as green flag runs were to go. Fuel window will open up, I would believe, around lap 80 to 85. We're expecting about 70 laps of wide open racing out of these trucks, but with the cautions, could allow these guys to fuel save a little bit. Oh, Caleb Hudgens had a crash, but looks like he took a tow back to pit road. Let's see what happened to Hudgens. Just pulls over. No, I think he was losing connection there. We're watching Dalton McKinney, number 46 machine. He's trying to keep pressure on McCullough as they cut through traffic. And the oh, what's going on right behind him? That was with traffic, not quite sure what numbers they were. But they were doing their absolute best to have a crash, able to hold on to it, so well done to the boys. So things are stacked up behind McCall. That's McKinney and Shane right there with the Georgia native in the 03. Now, right now, this pack is about 4 tenths behind Perez. Perez in 4th. 7.5 seconds back from third place Derek Fulton. And back up front, about 2 seconds separating your top three, Frickenick, Below, and Fulton. But normally at this point you think you'd have a relaxing evening ahead of you, but with the amount of traffic these top three have been cutting and slicing through, no chance for a break here as we've got 28 drivers on the lead lap. Now let's listen to this. Got Phoenix Motorsports asking the heated questions. As we're gonna go on board, I think Frickenick is grabbing some downshifts here. We'll have to listen. Yeah, that's the sound of a downshift. Trying to get some more torque out of that number 13 Chevrolet Silverado. And it seems to be working well for him. Now it's tough to really judge a picture here on what the lap times are doing because there's just so much traffic for these top three drivers to contend with. But what's most important is they're keeping very similar pace, right about a second apart from each other the entire time. And still gaining ground over your fourth place Cameron Perez, who's now 9 seconds back. Garger in a heated battle with Justin McMahon. McMahon's been cutting up through the field. He's now up 8 positions. Dalton McKinney's come down pit road. We've shown an incident with Jordan Darnell. And yes, that'll get confirmed as the caution comes out. Let's see what happened to Darnell here. Looks like the truck's just swapping across there in the number 15 and odd, I wonder if he's having some sort of mechanical. That'll put us on our fourth caution of the night. Now, I would wager at this point you're going to see a whole lot of drivers coming down pit road. So I believe so far your top 20 drivers all coming in for their first stop of the evening. Again, limited sets of tires available to these drivers. Let's see, it looks like Frigginick takes lefts, takes rights, good to go. John Powers in the 001 showing as the number 5 on the side of the truck. We're not running the right transponder. In a very simplistic and classy navy blue and white paint scheme. He opts to stay out. He came in on lap 20. Looks like he took more fresh tires on that stop. So it looks like Powers stays out. And he's going to have a lot of fast drivers behind him on this restart. So it'll be Powers and Fricknick on the front row. Below, Fulton, your second row. Perez, McCullough Jr., your third row. As drivers get their wave arounds here as we're on our fourth caution of the evening. The last of the wave rounds commencing. As we slot up Powers and Fricknick. Ooh, Powers, hopefully he can hold on with 40 lap older tires. There's a lot of fast guys up there. Going to be itching to get up front early on. Get that track position. Pace car is in. And the green flag flies once more at Richmond. Fricknick on the gas. We're going to go 3 wide early on into turn 1. As Powers gets enveloped all around him with drivers with fresher tires, able to make some big moves. And just like that, in the top 3, once again, Fricknick Fulton below. More 3 wide action. We had a great question from one of our fans here as well. PJ asking, hey, is the 5 actually the 001? That is correct. Some drivers not run the right transponder, which means they have not made that truck paint match up to what it's supposed to be on the side of it. So we make do with what we can out here. And then we try and harass those drivers next week at the drivers meeting to get that corrected for us. Fricknick clicks off the fastest lap of the race up front at 21.99. At least 600s faster than just about everybody else out on track. In most cases, it's about a 10th faster. Putting those fresh tires to use. Let's go a little bit further back to the meat grinder. Stephen Page running 12th. He's also on a 4-tire stop after lap 58. As you see, I think that's Tyler Millett right behind him. He was muscling his way through, or trying to. No, that was Justin McMahon in the all-green number 20. McMahon's got a long way to climb back up top, but we also have a battle for second forming up between Derek Fulton and John Below. Neither one of these drivers wants to let Fricknick get too far out front, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think we're going to see another caution relatively soon as Dalton Randolph has an issue. He's parked it against the wall, trying to get it going again. No caution as of yet. He's able to rejoin and get back up to pace, so we'll keep it green for a little while longer. As, man, look at this battle. Fulton and Below going at it. A little bit further back, you can see McCullough and Perez leaning on each other as well. Perez on the inside line, the 24. McCullough on the high line in the 03. Parks watching that battle unfold right behind, saying, you know what? You guys can settle that out before I get up there. McCullough working hard against Perez's number 24. Now surely the two Chevrolet drivers know if they battle too intensely here, that will allow your top 3 to stretch their gap, as John Below has done just that. Now a 2-second gap from John Below in 3rd to Kent McCullough Jr. in 4th. Lap traffic doing their best to yield that inside line to the top three drivers. Ricknick still out front with a 9/10 advantage over Fulton. Fulton has all he can handle with below or right behind him. Roger Hale getting back out on track after 6 minutes in his pit stalls, trying to get that machine hammered back into shape. We go on board with John below sitting in third, but we're going to have a big crash interrupting that on board. As it shows Jordan Darnell, Joseph Cogburn, and Richard Jones tied up in an incident. Let's see what happens here. We're currently watching Darnell. Oh, he had no idea traffic was checked up ahead of him. Has no choice but to throw it in deep. Tags the 45. And the number 25 will also be involved in that one. So it looks like Joseph Cogburn and the 45, Christopher Carter and the 25. Two teammates both involved in that one. Looks like one of their teammates got through nice and clear there. But once again, a caution to punctuate the carnage. As we are on our 5th caution of the evening, and look at that. A little bit of pit road shenanigans as Fricknick tries to feint out Fulton and below. Let's see how that works out for the number 13 machine as we get them sorted back out. We're going to run a very quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more of the action here at the FEG PC NASCAR Oval Series. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time, it's going to be Cameron Perez on the front row with Marcus Fricknick, Kenneth McCullough Jr., Adam Shane, your second row. Jay Dargan, the fan favorite, and John Mullihan will be on the third row. All opting to stay out since their last lap 58 pit stop. We are at our 5th caution. Less than 60 laps left to go. I'm not so sure. Our viewers also split 50-50 if we're going to be over 10 cautions tonight. Pace car is in. Green flag will fly once more. Oh, Perez giving a bit of a shove to Frickenick there. Letting him know, all right, it's time to go. Keep an eye out, though, on John Below. He's going to be running about 9th on track, and things are going to get interrupted early as Jay Dargert involved in a big hit. It didn't actually trigger him as a crash report, but let's see what happened to Dargert, number 57 machine. Well, I can't tell if he came down there on the 6 or what the issue may have been. That was John Mullihan in that one. Dargert done a good job locking it up, but still tags the outside wall. Gotta love the new paint scheme, though, of Dargert in the 57 machine. Not the TV time he was looking for, but hey, gotta represent that sponsors however you can. That'll be our 6th caution of the evening. Now, what I was saying before that caution came out, keep an eye out on John Below. He's now 12th for this restart, as well as Eric Parks, 14th. And Derek Fulton, 16th. Those are a few drivers, a handful of drivers that came in on lap 75 for that pit stop to throw fresh tires on. But I think if Frickenick and Perez on that front row can just keep the momentum, keep the tire weight underneath them, they're going to be looking good here. Perez getting the support of the fans as well. And let's go racing, get up there and do something exciting. Trying to get drivers formed back up here. Very briefly showed McKinney in a crash. Not sure what happened to the 46 machine. I think it just got triggered by the software showing him slowing down enough on track to allow everybody by. But we're going to get him gridded up once more. Frickenick and Perez on the front row. McCullough, Shane, your second row. Page, McMahon. Excuse me, I think it's going to be Page and Price, your third row. After our 6th caution of the night, 50 laps left to go for these drivers. So if they come down pit road anytime in the next few laps, they should be good to go on fuel. Race car is in, and we all watch with bated breath. And away we go once more at Richmond. Now keep an eye out on Perez, that 24 machine. He gave Frickenick a pretty hearty bump from behind in the last restart. But looks like he just narrowly avoided running wide there. And Frickenick will hold on to the race lead. Perez staying right there with him. McCullough in tow with Adam Shane and Stephen Page, all jockeying for that final podium position. And it will be interrupted again. Oh, what a night. So it shows a whole lot of familiar names and faces in this one. It shows, oh, look at this. Here we go. Carnage here at Richmond. Tyler Millette never even saw it coming. He gets hooked around the 27 machine. Gets bounced back up on track. It's Mullahan, Stahl, Randolph, Millette, Cogburn, Stryker, Wood, all tied up in that one. You see our flagman. He's putting in overtime. I don't know how much our safety car driver's getting paid tonight, but he's putting in the work in that iRacing pace car. Look at this, Kevin McCullough Jr. Oh, nope, it's a psych out. I thought McCullough was coming down pit road. He even got me on that one. Well, we're getting close to that 10 caution mark, ladies and gentlemen. 7th caution of the night. And we are not getting a whole lot of green flag runs. The flagman getting hand cramps. The pace driver, thankfully he's an automatic tonight, so he's not getting that left leg worked out as much as our drivers are. As the yellow proudly stands out here. Looks like everybody inside the top 8 days out. And a couple of drivers such as John Below, he came in lap 78. Parks, Fulton, Paris, they're running 11, 12, 13. They came in lap 75. But I would imagine at this point that Fricknick, Perez, McCullough, Shane, Page, everybody inside the top 5, I think they can probably go to the end here on fuel with how much they've been able to save in these eye-pacing conditions. Trying to get them sorted up. Double file here. A long caution session. I want to say this must have been extended at one point. Keep an eye on this restart. Perez has been very aggressive, but Fricknick's been able to pull it off for the last, oh, I don't know, 4 restarts in a row. That second row has McCullough and Shane. Your third row, Page and Price. Everybody inside the top 8. Drivers have not come down pit road since lap 58. All of those drivers grabbed 4 fresh Goodyears while they were there. Safety car comes in. And here we go once more at Richmond. Green flag flies. Fricknick with another patented restart, but look at McCullough, who's going to absolutely send it up the inside line, the 03 machine. McCullough says, you know what, now's the time to strike, and he's going to do so very quickly, getting around Perez. And right behind Perez, you've got a lot going on. Page, Shane, below, Bryce, all in the mix here. A little bit of three-wide action here at Richmond. This is some great racing across the board. Looks like our hard charger, at the moment at least, shows Jeremy Paris, number 29 machine. He is up 20 positions now inside the top 10. What a great night for that Chevrolet, able to make that ground up as things continued. And up front, I think things are staying a little bit tighter. Friggenick not quite able to shake off McCullough early in the run. But keep an eye out for John Below, running fourth on track number 9. He's got some of the freshest tires up inside the top 10. Oh, look at this gaggle. This is the battle from 9th to about 14th place. We're focused on Jeremy Paris, the number 29 machine, that hard charger we were just talking about. He's trying to catch back up to Derek Fulton, both driver on the same tire strategy here. Justin McMahon, number 20 machine, sits 8th, up 9 spots. Now if you go a little bit further ahead, John Below putting the pressure on Perez, using those fresh tires in the number 9 machine. And a top 5 that is dominated by Chevy, 1st through 5th. Adam, Shane, Eric Parks running 6th and 7th, our current fastest Fords out on track. And then we've got Derek Fulton running 9th in the 07. He's our fastest Toyota as it stands. 36 laps left to go for our competitors here tonight. And now Below putting the pressure on McCullough right on the back bumper of the 03 machine. If we can go green all the way out, Below may be looking good here to try and catch up to Friggenick. He's got to hope it goes green because Friggenick has been absolutely on the throttle all night long. That last time by, even with traffic, Below was about 500ths of a second faster than your race leader. Running identical lap times as they cross the line there. So now the question is, will we miraculously have a green flag run? I would tend to think not, but if we do, will Below have the pace to catch up? As Friggenick has been absolutely on it here tonight. Let's go a little bit further back in the field to Cameron Perez, who has both hands and then some full with Fulton, Page, Shane, Parks, McMahon, Paris. This is a 6-truck battle for 4th. Look at Fulton sliding up the inside line, makes it stick for 4th. And now here comes Page and Parks trying to make a move on Perez as well. The fresh tires really coming into play. Two wide and 2 rows deep in the battle for 5th. Page trying to work that outside line against Perez. It looks like he's going to make it happen, but here comes Parks on the inside line, the 73 machine. A little bit of contact between Perez and Parks, able to hold on to it. But now these drivers will have traffic to contend with. Not what you want to see when you're 2 and 3 wide battling for position. Everybody try and get those trucks nice and tight and able to get through very clean there. As we go back up front, Frickenek is getting a little bit worried as he sees John below in the rearview mirror, but that'll be interrupted by a caution once more. How did that happen? There's the crash of the night. As Sean Powers has been ejected from the raceway on the inside line. I don't think I've seen that. We're watching Powers at number 5. What on earth happened here to send him launching over the safety barrier? Oh, it was a big crash in front of him. He had nowhere to go. Gets the front end up. Wow. You don't see that every day, ladies and gentlemen. Let's watch that one once more for all the fans at home, because it was a good one. To watch the crash is going to be happening in front of Powers. Powers doesn't checked up, drills, and then one of the oddest crashes I've seen in a long time, gets ejected from the raceway. So in that one is Powers, Randolph, Babb, and I think Carter may have also been involved. Now this is going to be extremely interesting. McCullough stays out on his lap 58 old tires. Bolton stays out after his lap 75 pit stop. Marcus Frickenek comes in on lap 107. As well as John Below, Taryn DeFelice. No, DeFelice stayed out. He came in on lap 81 last. So Chad Ross, Stephen Page, Cameron Perez, Park, Shane, McMahon, Dargert, Bryson, all coming out on fresh tires, possibly their last for the evening. iRacing giveth and iRacing taketh away. Sometimes you get to see some odd crashes on a Monday night. That is our 8th caution of the night, ladies and gentlemen, getting dangerously close to what we were wagering on. Right now the fans still split 50-50 on the over-under of 10 cautions tonight. I think it can swing either way here. Let's try this again, ladies and gentlemen. But it'll be about 25 laps left to go. It's McCullough and Fulton on the front row. But they're on a little bit older tires here. And there's a freight train behind him with Frickenek, Below, Ross, Page, Perez, Park, Shane, McMahon. Oh, that's a lot of familiar guys up here, at least in the broadcast room. We're used to talking to them after podium speeches. They're going to be itching to get up front as quickly as they possibly can on those new tires. Base car is in. And green flag is out. Oh, have you ever seen 4 wide in Richmond? Look at that. John Below absolutely on the gas, launching up towards the front. Frickenek tucks in right behind him. Derek Fulton getting edged out with his older tires. Oh, we've got a show here, ladies and gentlemen. Below and Frickenek hard on the gas. They've got somebody blinking right ahead of them. But your race leaders are going to hold it wide and see what happens. Traffic goes high to avoid the race leaders. So it's Below, Frickenek, Fulton, your top 3. But for the first time in a long time, Frickenek has somebody's bumper to look at after a restart. Below was absolutely on it in that number 9 machine. Now we know Frickenek has the short run pace, he's had the long run pace, but what can that number 9 do with that clean air in front of him? Or will we see those front bumpers come into play as the laps start to dwindle? Right now in the top 10, it looks like it's just Derek Fulton. He came in a lap 75. Kenneth McCall Jr., he came in a lap 58. Everybody else inside that top 10 came in and took 4 tires on lap 107. And Below and Frickenek putting on a clinic up front. Have already stretched that gap to about 1.6 seconds over Fulton in third. It is late in the race, and these two drivers only about 0.05 of a second off their fastest laps of the evening. No more concerns about tire wear. They're good to go, and then some on fuel. Linked up nose to tail. Frickenek just looking for an opening in that number 9 to work his way around. As we go on board the number 13 machine, Marcus Frickenek hard on the brakes right behind Below. And I'm actually impressed. These guys have extended the gap already to 2.4 seconds. Now, if we get a late race caution, I can't imagine these two drivers would come down pit road willing to sacrifice the track position and put themselves back in the meat grinder, but anything's possible. Like that was Mike Wood diving down pit road, number 17 Ford F-150. As Below has extended that gap to about 0.3 of a second over Frickenek, who's been blasting through all night long. I wonder if that's all Frickenek has left in the tank, or if maybe he's doing a little bit of tire saving, gambling on a late race caution with 15 laps left to go as he's dropped back by about 0.6. A little bit further back, they're trying to have a caution as Page and Shane going at it very, very hard in the battle for third. Now, excuse me, that's going to be Shane and Perez in the battle for fourth. Page in third is about 1 second ahead of this battle. And just like that, we will indeed have the caution coming out. As I believe I saw Dargert in that one. Yes, that was our good friend Dargert with a big moment. Let's see what happened to 57. Yeah, not sure if Dargert came up or the 71 came down, but regardless, it's going to end up in a couple of wadded up race trucks. You see one other driver limping around. I think that was Price with yep, he let the magic smoke out of the engine, so he'll be done. Now look at Frickenek again. Oh, he is going down pit road. We saw him do a bit of a psych out earlier on. Below and Page opt to stay out, as well as Adam Shane. So where is Frickenek going to be out on track after the late race call to take tires? That is our 9th caution of the night. One more caution and half of our fans that have voted will be deemed correct. And the other half will be going home to sore losers with the exact same prize the winners will be getting. Make internet points for all involved. DJ saying he thinks his last name is Baloo. Baloo? I swear I've been corrected 3 different times, and each time I think I get it differently, so I'll have to ask afterwards. John Mullahan joined us from the spectator area. Hating to see the number 6 driver join us, but glad he's still here in some sort of capacity. He's cheering on Team 3, Paige and Ross. So let's see. Fricknick, after the very late race pit stop to take 4 tires, will be starting 12th. Way back down the standings. Baloo will be in the top spot, accompanied by Stephen Page, Adam Shane, Cameron Perez, your second row, Parks and Ross, your third row. The top 10 drivers have not been down pit road since lap 107 or 108, but right behind them, 11th place back, you got a lot of drivers that came in around lap 123, 124 for their final set of tires and one last hurrah here. Pace car comes in for what could be the final time, as the 9 and the number 1 size each other up, but the green flag is out. Baloo out front, Page in second, but here comes Adam Shane working the high line, and it will be interrupted already with a caution. As we were going 3 wide out front, shows McCullough involved in that one, the 03. That's not ideal for the Georgia native as he's running up front tonight. What happened to McCullough? Tried to check up from a crash in front of him. Gets a little bit of note code to help him out. Oh my goodness. Spun around in traffic. What an exciting place to find yourself parked. Let's watch that one once more, because this is going to be a sight right here, ladies and gentlemen. That is not a view you want at a racetrack. I wonder if this is going to put us into overtime conditions. Now we do have 2 green-white checker attempts at our disposal if needed. As it looks like out of the 38 that started, we are down to 18 on the final lap. Now on that run, Fricknick, who came in on lap 123, as well as Fulton, are just right around that top 10 mark. They are not going to have a lot of time left to make it happen, so I'm wondering if maybe track submission was the right call for some of these drivers. As our fans aptly point out, we believe Page spun his tires on those restart. It'll be Ballou and Page, the front row. Shane, Perez, your second row. Ross and Parks, your third row. All those drivers have not been down pit road since lap 107. Dalton Randolph unfortunately joined us as well in the spectator area after he had an early retirement. The number 26 still showing scored as 30th, so not all lost as far as the points night go, but not what he was looking for certain. I believe we're not quite into green-white checker attempts yet. Hopefully one of our fans can correct me if I'm wrong on that account. But that is, I believe, our 10th caution of the night, is it not? Yes, it is. 10th caution of the night. 44% of our viewers are going to be correct on that one, saying it's going to be at or over. And you are the winner of 1,000 imaginary internet points here this evening. Pace car is in for a quick spree shootout. Page looked a little bit better, but look at that. Who is that? Diving it in, 4 wide, around they go. Page in the outside wall hard. Perez also in that one. Fascinato, Parks, Dargert, Millette. Chad Ross just absolutely licked the stamp and sent it there. Oh, this is going to be a rough one to watch. If you've got small children and young ones, tell them, hey, look, it's about to be exciting. So we're focused on Cameron Perez, number 24 machine. 3 wide, 4 wide. Perez gets into Page. Page bounces across. And like a Cher concert, the hits just keep coming here at Richmond as the field piles on in. ARCA brakes full effect. Total disregard for both bodywork and public safety. As we're going to try this once more. Ross, I don't know where he came from, but he's up 25 spots. Let's see if we can get an eye out on Ross's launch here. Watch that 38 machine in the bottom of your screen. From about 5th or 6th. Able to get across the line so it looks clean. Dives it in way deep on the inside line. And the field stacks it up behind him. So Chad Ross, definitely your hard charger so far the evening, but keep an eye out. Dennis Black, the number 88 machine. He's running 6th out on track. He's up 26 spots. So there's some big movers this evening. And again, no fast repairs here, ladies and gentlemen. So if you find yourself crashed, you are done and out. 11th caution so far. Not sure what's going to happen here, but I'm going to imagine some more body work will be sacrificed by the time it's all said and done. 15 drivers on the lead lap. I still think anybody's guess who can bring it home. Derek Fulton's worked his way back up to 6th after that late race pit stop. I think Frickenek may have been involved in one. As he's sitting still about 11th. What is that? Drivers getting the wave around as the pace car comes in. What an absolute botch start, as we've got somebody going 3 wide already down the inside line. No rules, just bloodbath. Up front is John below. Oh, and another caution. What is going on here? So John Ballou, Chad Ross, Derek Fulton, Justin McMahon, Adam Shane showing as your top 5. And I guess we've got one green-white checker attempt left to go, but enhance. So let's see what happened to the 24 there. It looks like the field, let's back that up even further. So they're 3 wide across the start-finish line for the start. Locks up the brakes, throws it away in turn 1. How interesting. I'm going to watch one more thing. Let's watch that start in super slow-mo. So watch this. So watch the start-finish line. I'm not sure if this series has a rule about maintaining your lane before the start-finish. I'm assuming we don't, because we were 3 wide crossing the starting line going into turn 1. And that's when the field threw it away behind them. There's going to be some words expressed amongst drivers after tonight, as I believe this is our final green-white checker attempt of the evening. And one of the most unique restarts I think I've called here in my broadcasting career. John Ballou up front, Chad Ross second. They'll be on the front row together. Derek Fulton, Adam Shane, your second row. Justin McMahon, Dennis Black, your third row. Dargert's worked his way back inside the top 10. Frickenek still showing 11th. And I think, yeah, still Dennis Black, the number 88 machine. He's up 26 spots as our hard charger. Let's see if the restart will go a little bit more smoothly here. Now I think, as this is our 12th caution, I think this is the final green-white checker attempt of the evening. Timing for the internet to have problems with 2 to go. It's John below, Derek Fulton up front. McMahon and Ross battling hard for third. Not sure what happened up here in the booth, but that's not optimistic as the white flag is out. Fulton putting the pressure on your race leader, giving it everything he has in the final lap. Will we see those front bumpers come into play as Ross takes over the third place spot? McMahon and Shane will now battle for fourth. What's going to happen here? Fulton trying everything he can. The number 9 machine stays glued the inside wall, and it'll be John Below takes the win. Derek Fulton second, and Chad Ross finishing third here tonight. Oh my, what a night. As your race leaders crash into each other after the checkered. Number 9 machines let the magic smoke out. And he's going to do the world's saddest burnout, or try to. But with no engine left, it's going to be tough. There he goes, getting licked up. If all else fails, the oil on the track will help you out. As Fulton joining in on the celebrations, we're going to get our top 3 drivers up here to victory lane. And see what they have to say about the evening. Up first, we got Chad Ross in the 38 machine. Chad, what a great run, my friend, and able to pick up some big moves there at the end.
Yeah, thanks, James. It's good to finally be able to talk to you again on one of these.
Yeah, been too long, my friend.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising, man. This has typically been my worst track, and put in a lot of practice, and got a little crazy there at the end. But, man, I was just hoping for a top 10, so I'll take this.
Yeah, not a bad night. Now, on that older tire strategy, last time we saw you come down pit road was lap 107. Were you worried you're going to have enough rubber underneath you to make those big lunges at the end?
Well, at the very end, it just kind of sent it, But I knew Derek was there with 4 tires, and said I was just kind of happy to be up there at that point. So a little upset. My buddies got taken out on one restart where I shot it to the bottom there, and it was kind of a chain reaction. They ended up on the bad end of it, so I'm kind of pissed about that. But like I said, man, it's Richmond. I love a top 3.
Yeah, good night all the way around. Good to have that 38 back up here into victory lane. And Chad, who do you want to give a quick shout out to cap off your evening?
Hey, man, I just want to thank you for the great broadcast you always do. Thank Jeff for putting on a great league. And I want to say hi to my dad, who I think is watching and gets to hear me on the interview for the first time.
Awesome.
Finally.
Shout out to you. Shout out to the family. And always a great time talking to you, my friend. And good to see that 38 back up here.
Thanks, buddy. Hope to talk to you again soon.
Me as well, my friend. That was Chad Ross finishing third. And Derek, bringing yourself into the broadcast room. I love the enthusiasm.
Did I really? Wow.
Yeah, Derek, out of control tonight. That's a good way to kind of describe the whole evening. What were you seeing from the front of that number 7 machine throughout the night?
Man, that was a hectic race. I don't even know what was going on. We tried to play a good strategy, then the strategy didn't work out for us, and then we went for it and just went for it. Hopefully I didn't make anybody too mad there, just trying to salvage a good finish tonight. But we almost got there, just couldn't do anything with the winner. But he deserved it. He had strategy and played the track position perfectly. So I mean, I was kind of to get that swing at him. So I mean, I wasn't gonna try anything there. So I mean, it was a fun race, up and down the whole time. Didn't know where to end up.
Yeah, I don't think, Derek, that anybody's going to leave tonight too particularly happy except you guys in the top 3. I mean, what do you think led to so much, I don't want to call it aggressiveness, but so many incidents that we saw throughout the night?
Honestly, up front, it was really clean the first part of the race. We didn't really see any damage, any incidents. Then went back into the back of the field and just got boxed in everywhere and lost my ground on the 9 car, and that was pretty much the end of the race. So, I mean, he got through the traffic, managed the traffic a little bit better than I did, especially on the restarts. So I wasn't going to let that happen the second time around there on those late race restarts. That's for sure.
Derek, glad it worked out well for you. A bit of a roller coaster evening, but still a great job finishing second. Who do you want to give a quick shout out to that helped you get up here in that '07 Toyota Tundra?
I'll definitely give a shout out to my mom right now. She's going through some things, so thoughts are with her. And that's pretty much it right now, to be honest with you.
Awesome. Well, Derek, congratulations to you, keeping your family in our thoughts, and hope to see you back up here next week, my friend.
Sounds good, buddy. We'll see you next week, hopefully.
Take it easy, my friend.
Take care.
That was Derek Fulton finishing second tonight. Up next, John Below in the number 9 machine. What a night, but in the top spot by the time it's all said and done.
Yes, sir. Engine number 9. Got lucky this one. Marcus kind of fell back with his pitch strategy there. He was really the truck to beat, and we struggled to try to pass him. I couldn't pass him. I'm going to be honest with you. I was giving it all I could. So if everybody thought I was riding, joke's on you. I was not. I got to thank Derek, though. He could have really just shoved it in there and moved me out of the way. I kind of was expecting it, but, he raced me clean. So I'll keep that in the pocketbook there when it comes his turn, because his turn's coming.
Well, it was a lot of great racing. Now, after you saw frickin' it come down pit road, did you make your call after that to opt to stay out, or were you kind of on your strategy no matter what happened?
Well, as you saw in the early part of the race, I pitted and tried this strategy he did, and enough cautions fell that the tires didn't really make that big of a difference. So I kind of made my mind up after the first time that I pitted, and it didn't play out where the tires would matter. I was like, I'm just going to stay out. We had too many cautions really for tires to matter there at the end. I mean, they did matter to an extent. Fulton was able to charge up through the field and made it tough. I mean, I had to really battle them last 2-3 laps. I mean, so yeah, I kind of made my mind up.
Well, it was definitely an exciting show from start to finish. We got a lot of technical tracks coming up. I mean, today at Richmond, to cap things off for segment 2, we've got Martinsville, we've got Bristol, and then we've got a bit of a mental break at Talladega. Out of those tracks, which ones are you most excited for, more apprehensive about, or what's the feeling here for segment 2?
Well, I mean, you gotta love Bristol, man. I don't know how anybody could hate that track. It's just gonna be crazy in these trucks because I mean they're pretty much flat out there. So, but at least there's multiple grooves that you can work. So that'll be interesting. But I'm not really ready for Martinsville. I don't think anybody here mentally is. I mean, that's one of them places the chrome horn comes out a little too much, and it's gonna be chaotic and track position. Every week, James, I tell you the same thing. Track position matters in this league, and you have to have it with the right set of tires on and the fuel. And I mean, that's what we're going to do at Martinsville. We're going to try to keep the track position, stay up front all night, and that's all you can do there. And hopefully, the track position and the fuel plays out at the end because that's huge in this.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Number 9 got a plan. Now we just got to see you execute it. John, great time talking to my friend. Always great having you up here in the top spot. You have once again the pleasure, the distinction of the final send-offs of the evening. Friends, family, sponsors, the floor is all yours, my friend.
Yeah, I got to give a huge shout out to everybody over at Reaper Speed Lab again, Chris Hill, Boyd Hogan, all them guys. They helped me out a lot. I mean, I know this is a fixed setup, but just the overall driving experience I've gotten from them. Got to thank Gale Force on the car, Bruzy, Splash and Go for the paint scheme. There's a lot that goes into this that gets unseen. I mean, one, the wife letting you do it when you want is kind of huge, really. But other than that, I got to thank Jeff for putting on a great show again. You, James, being in the broadcast booth. I know you bring all the excitement for the fans watching at home, and that's what keeps us coming back. I know the fans don't seem like a big deal in this, but we try to put on a show for them, and hopefully we did tonight.
Awesome. You absolutely did, John. Great time as always talking to you. Hope to see you carry that momentum into the future, and congratulations again on a very hard-fought win.
Yeah, I mean, it was at 3 in a row. Appreciate it, guys.
No worries. That was John, the number 9 machine, finishing the very top spot here at the FEG PC Truck Series. It was number 9, John Below, finishing first, Derek Fulton second, and Chad Ross in the 38 Special, rounding out the podium. As always, on behalf of FEG PC.net, our title sponsor, my name's James East, Team Goonscar Broadcasting. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I look forward to having you back. Same time, same place next week. Have a great night, everyone.